Yeah, look, storylines for days there. I mean, the one thing we're not going to do on this platform is scream and yell like I saw at SEC Media Days a week ago, which was childish at best. I think when I look at USC this year, I think there's a couple things. Let's just start with the QB because that's how it always is there. I've always felt this from my time coaching there, Jim, that when you sign at USC as a quarterback, you're a household name. When you start, you're a Heisman candidate. That's just what the job is. We've got Miller Moss coming on this podcast later this week, and we're going to talk all about the pressures that he has to deal with within this role at USC, and I think it's one he's ready for. Very rarely do we see in college sports at all, let alone the quarterback position, guys sit and wait. And not only did he sit and wait, but when he got his shot, as you referenced in the Holiday Bowl, he threw a record 6 touchdowns in the game, absolutely balled out, probably scared other quarterbacks from transferring in. And that team, they love him. And we were with him and Deuce Robinson, and you hear them talk about one another. And you talk about Miller Moss and the gravitational pull that he has, and it's really impressive. I think also, and I've seen this before, you have as well, when you've got such a big-time star at quarterback, like Caleb Williams was, and all of the attention that garners, positive, also could be, challenging at times. I think when that player, that star player departs, there's something that always happens. I remember seeing it with Jake Locker, with Andrew Luck, with Matt Barkley. Like when elite players leave a program, there's something where like the team gets even tighter after that star player leaves. Because I think they want to say, and it's not anything against any of those star quarterbacks, but I think they all want to say to themselves like, hey, it wasn't just one player. And I think there's a real unity that happens. That's happening now and has happened really since December of last year when Caleb announced he wasn't going to play in the bowl game. I mean, in my opinion, for whatever it's worth, Jim, that was the best team football I watched USC play all season long. All season long. So I think there's something to that. And then defensively, like they're getting so much vitriol, and I'm like, they flipped the majority of that defensive staff outside of a defensive line coach and Sean Nua, and they add in a dominant defensive coordinator, at least in his 1 year in college, in Denton Lynn, coming over from UCLA. They're bringing a former head coach onto the defensive staff, former defensive coordinator in the NFL onto that defensive staff. I mean, they've done everything that SC fans would have wanted. And it seems as though like the general public, at least in July, isn't giving them a shot. I'm going to give them a shot. I want to watch how this thing develops. Who are their stars on defense? That's a hard question. Is Anthony Lucas going to be the 5-star player that he was out of high school and be an All-American? I hope so. We'll find out. So there's some holes and some questions for sure. But I don't think they're going to go ahead and win the league this year. But I won't be shocked if they go out and beat LSU in week 1. They're going to score points. The defensive staff is upgraded. I think the personnel is probably a little bit better too. So it'll be a storyline that everyone will be tracking.